Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK Journey video. In this video, we're going to be going over the top free-to-play and pay-to-win Dream Realm teams for the Lone Gaze boss. There was a lot of testing which was done today. It was actually pretty hectic. A lot of improvements were found, but now we have what should be like the overall top teams to run for today. All of these teams will be able to clear common 1 difficulty, and for common 2 we're going to show you the replays and actually the different scores you can try and get. Okay, let's get right into it. I'm going to lead it off with the overall top team, the highest score I was able to get, which was 593 billion. And we're going to talk about the formation. The credit for this formation goes to Crow, who came up with it. So we're going to have the twins. And this is another thing I have to talk about. Now the twins have been out. I think this is the 4th day they're out. And they have been used in the top Dream Realm boss team 4 out of 4 times. Which is, in my opinion right now, you can safely pull the twins. I consider them a must-pull status. I think you can't go wrong by building them. And in fact, I think after you build Friesto to Supreme Plus, I think right after that, you should be building the twins. Not Haraki anymore, not Rainier. I think that is a new priority. The twins have really proven themselves. They help you in AFK stages and also Dura's trials. Okay, so we're going to have Elijah in the front, Lila in the back, because you want Lila to walk up and be grouped up with your team. In this fight, Coco will protect you with the Star Shard spell, which is crazy that like an artifact which is non-seasonal is competing with the powerful seasonal artifacts, and then Sonja will buff up Sinbad. Sinbad ends up dealing a lot of damage, and he provides good debuffs to increase your damage output further, and Sonja hits really hard as well. Okay, we're going to go right into the replay, and you're going to see the team in action. So the interesting also thing about this team is it has very low RNG. Generally, when you talk about Lone Gaze teams, they are high on the RNG depending on if the Lone Gaze boss is able to kill one of your allies or not. But this team consistently gets around about the same score because with the Coco for the damage reduction and then the healing from Mikola, healing from the twins, basically no one on the team is at risk of dying. And it will just come down to how much damage you can get off, which is about the timing and the critical hits landing and all of that. Now guys, the reason why the twins are so dominant is because after them and their stellar bonded allies have casted their ultimate 1 time, then every single ally after casting their ultimate, whether they're in the bond or not, are going to be getting like 15% energy refunded back to them. 150 energy back for free, and which means that everyone's going to be cycling their ultimate so quickly, and that will activate and proc the Star Shard spell really rapidly and get the damage off. The team does die towards the end like the twins and Mikola, but this was like right at the end, right up until like 5 seconds left, everyone was alive on the team. And then you have the damage chart. So this is the overall top team to run. If you have these heroes, this is going to get you your top score, and this is what you should be focusing on. Okay, now if you don't have, for example, the, maybe you don't have Sinbad, but you have the twins. There's another team of twins and Odie that is doing really well as well. And let's just try to find that. Over here, 554. We only did 3 runs. With more runs, potentially, we could have gotten an even higher score. But this is the team formation. This can get up to like 560, 565 million for people today. You can have Lila again in the back, Elijah in the front. Sonja will be buffing up Elijah and the Odie, and Coco for damage reduction, and Mikola. You kind of have to run Coco in Lone Gaze, otherwise you're asking for trouble, because as soon as the boss gets 1 kill on your team, he increases his defenses, which at this stage, like when your levels are low, you cannot, your damage comes almost to a standstill, like completely reduced when the defenses are higher. The haste of the boss is just going to increase his damage output also after he gets a kill, and then he usually starts like snowballing. That's why you need Coco to protect everyone. There's no question about it. And Mikola is the best healing support. Like, Smokey, that is the kind of interesting thing. I think what is actually going to happen, like, this is what is happening. Mikola twins are replacing Smokey for pre-Endless. And in post-Endless, I think it's going to be Smokey and twins. Because Smokey has so much damage contribution for Endless, Mikola doesn't. And then Smokey will probably be replacing Mikola. But basically, you can't run, like, all 3 of them on the same team. Or at least I think you can, but we'll have to wait and see. So 5 seconds left, and then, yeah, people begin dying. That was a bit of bad RNG. Like, maybe if we did it a couple more runs, we could have gotten, like we said, another 10 million score or something. But either way, this is pretty solid. And we had the charms onto Odie, which are going to increase his damage. Every third attack will deal bonus extra damage, which is good. Okay, those are the overall top teams. Now we're going to come to different versions. So I'm going to show you, this is really interesting. This is a no Celestial Hypogean team that is getting the third best. Basically, this got my third highest score. It was almost competing with the Twins Odie version, 545 million. Just showing you again how dominant Sinbad is. Kruger will provide physical defense debuffs to increase Sinbad and Sonja's damage further. And then you have the overcharge spell to keep energy topped off on Coco, so that Coco can continuously cast your ultimate for the damage reduction, because that is the way that your team is going to survive. And also Coco is going to be in the back tanking the Wolf. Okay, but the team is going to be all grouped up. You have control of the Honor Arena. And yeah. And this will just come down to, you need to have your Coco surviving, taking the Wolf damage. And you're going to need Mythic Plus Coco at this point because of the shielding that will be provided with Mythic Plus. If you don't have that shielding, then potentially your allies could die even if you have Coco in it. So that's pretty important. But I think most people should have Coco at Mythic Plus by now, and if not, that should be a big priority. One thing that you guys probably don't have is Sinbad, because other than that, this whole team is very free-to-play friendly, because Sonja was considered like a must-pull, and Sinbad, but Sinbad is the real, like, sticking point. Sinbad has really proven himself in pre-endless bosses so far this season, and he's becoming like a hero, honestly, that if you don't have a Mythic Plus yet, you might just want to begin buying him from the season store with the season tokens to get him up to Mythic Plus, because he's actually been pretty helpful for some Dream Run boss teams. Now for endless mode, probably he'll still not be useful, but for pre-endless, even if he's useful sometimes, it is a reason to maybe think about recruiting for him. Oh, yeah, definitely on a wish list, but also buy him from the season store. Okay, so here we have another team with Talene. Now, I didn't get like maybe the best RNG or something. This got almost the same damage, like 543 million, almost same damage as the team I just showed you with Sinbad. Rainier going to position swap Talene. You're going to have Sonja and Mikola and Coco again for the damage reduction. Like, Sonja, Mikola, and Coco are in practically all of these teams, but don't worry. If you don't have Sonja, there's another team I'll show you at the end, which also got a really respectable score considering the fact that it's extremely free-to-play friendly. Yeah. Okay, but, yeah, okay. So Talene is able to continuously cast your ultimate to get good damage contribution off. And Mikola is not really in the ideal location. Her buffs are not reaching your other backline allies, but it kind of can't do that. Rainier is in the back and he's going to be tanking the damage, but then he goes down. And this is the thing. Rainier is bound to go down eventually because he just isn't that tanky, and the damage reduction from Coco is usually not going to be enough to keep him alive. But if you really want a maximum score from this team, you need to have Rainier to survive a little bit longer. Yeah, but I actually don't even know if it's possible. I think always at that point, the Rainier is going to go down. So then it just comes down to like your damage output up until that point. Okay, so those are those teams. Now let's go ahead and take a look at more of the more budget versions of teams. Okay, so we have two teams right here. This one I'm a big fan of. I really like this team because this is pretty free-to-play friendly. Again, it does have Sonja, but other than that, it's free-to-play friendly. Shakir would need to have plus 10 exclusive equipment with the overcharge spell on Coco. And this got 514 million, which is not bad. That's, again, a respectable score when considering the overall top I got today was 593. And as for the overall top score in total today by anyone, I think was closing in on 600 million, close to 600 million. So even like this team getting 514 million is really, really good considering no twins in it, no Rainier, just Sonja. So that's really good. Okay. So great team that you can try, but there's another really team that blew me away. I was like, I did not at all expect it to be doing as well, and we're going to show that. And I think maybe you guys got a preview of it right before looking at this team, but I won't spoil the surprise. It is a hero that you know and love and has been used in the past in Lone Gaze, but only Lone Gaze. Which hero could that be? Okay, so 494 million, 5 seconds left. The whole team is alive the whole fight. And this is the thing, if your Coco is in the rearmost tile and taking the damage of the boss, then usually she survives the whole fight, because she's tankier than, for example, like a Rainier, who can die. Okay guys, so final team. Final free-to-play friendly team. This is if you don't have Sonja. You do need Rainier Mythic Plus, because otherwise you should not be running Rainier over here. But it's with the Star Shard spell, Sylvina. And yeah, Sylvina is the hero I was talking about, because Sylvina does well in lone gaze. I don't know exactly why, exactly what she's contributing, but she just always has been a good like budget option for budget teams in lone gaze. And there's nothing better here for this team than Sylvina. Yeah. Okay, assuming you don't have, like, Talene. Of course, Talene is better, right? Like, this same team comp with Talene was getting a much higher score. But this is a really good team with budget options. Because all of the heroes here, especially if you've been playing from global launch, where Rainier Mythic Plus was, like, considered the first priority, you probably already have your Rainier Mythic Plus now. And then you can easily put together this team. And it doesn't, again, get that bad of a score. I was expecting it to get, like, 400 million, 420 million. It got 475 million, which is very respectable and totally unexpected. So Rainier goes down there, but he survived for a long time. He survived a lot longer than he should have. That was probably a reason we got such a good score, and 475 million. Okay, guys, so there we go. That is a wrap. Those are all of the top teams you can run currently for the Lone Gaze boss. What I've learned now is, for the upcoming days, I'm gonna delay and not make my video like maybe 1-2 hours after reset, because more and more teams are found over time, and usually it's around 3 hours, 3.5 hours after reset, where all of the top teams are like finalized, and then I can make this video. But like, you know, it's a toss-up, because I want to get those top teams out there quickly for you guys who want to attack right after reset, but then at the same time, I want it to be a video which is useful for the whole day, and then it has to have the overall long-term good teams. Also, guys, if you want to get like immediate Dream Realm like team comps, I share them in my Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video, and you can also chat with me there and ask me any questions. I'm very active on Discord, so I look forward to seeing you guys there. Link in the description. But until the next video, guys, everyone, peace out for now, and thank you for watching, and good luck getting a top score in the Lone Gaze Dream Realm boss.